Okay, I'm here with Kerry. That's what you said your name
Yes,
was, right?
Kerry.
Okay. First of all, let me say thank you for doing this interview with me.
You're welcome.
If you could tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Omaha, Council Bluffs.
Okay.
I mean, everywhere.
Everywhere? Okay. All right.
I mean, I moved to a different town my whole life. I've been all over.
Okay. So, just to get a little personal, what led you to the situation that you're in now?
Basically, really, I really don't know. I mean, there isn't really an answer. Right now, I'm gypsying it because I honestly, I came here to get out, to deboggle my brain away from a lot of bad shit.
Right.
I mean, I've been in a lot of bad shit.
Right.
So, I mean, I just came to get out of that situation, to find something new, diversity, and get stronger, really.
Right. You tried to find a positive change in things.
Just seeing something new and finding peace and giving peace to people, to basically damage control, you know what I'm saying? Like, I came to just let it go.
Right. Well, let me ask you, so did things work out the way you had planned them when you came here?
Yeah, I didn't really plan it. I mean, it just happened. And
okay.
I'm just one of those people who just go with the flow. Like, I don't plan things. I can't plan things because it doesn't work out for me, like, a lot of times. So,
yeah, I think that's everybody. Me too.
You know?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
So I
understand.
I just am here.
Okay. So, what is life like out here?
It's hard. I mean,
give me an idea, some of the bad experiences you've had.
I've been jumped twice.
Okay.
By two different men, and I've been in jail 7 times. I mean, for trespassing and stupid shit. Desperate needs, like, I stole a fucking pair of sweatpants from Walmart, and the cops were there to arrest me right after it. But I see people fucking doing this, doing what they do, and kind of getting away with it. It pisses me off. But I mean, every experience comes a good. So even if it's bad, I take it. At the time, it might not seem so. It might seem negative, but always a positive comes out of it.
Something good comes out. There's a silver lining to it.
Right.
I understand. So, what kind of things happen out here? And what's a normal day for you out here? Like,
normal day is me panhandling, working. I mean, it's hard. People don't realize the hustle. One thing that I think is that, okay, so for a job, for instance, you have to put your effort in. You have to give your most. And to be prosperous, you have to, in order to succeed, you have to hustle. That's what it takes to make it, right?
Right.
People don't understand, like, what it's like for, like, homeless people. They work their asses off. I mean, picking up cans, doing what they got to do to survive. Those are some of the hardest motherfuckers out here.
Right.
Like, they're some of the most hardworking people. I mean, I work my ass off, no matter what it is, to make it.
And what
it is hard work.
Yeah, and what bothers me is, like, people are so judgmental. They'll see you in your condition, and they'll totally look over you.
Well, either they look over you or they don't see you. It's like, from a distance they see you. A lot of people pass by you, but it's like the cops. Okay, for instance, where were they fucking at when I was getting my ass fucking beat? Okay, but they're Johnny on the motherfucking spot when I'm desperate at my need to fucking survive.
Right.
It's almost like sometimes I feel like it's a world working against you. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like they're setting you up for failure.
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like it's not, but sometimes I do feel like that.
Yeah.
So, it is hard.
So what kind of things do you see out here? Like, is there a lot of violence? Is there a lot of drug use?
Violence. No.
No.
I haven't done any drugs since I've been here.
Really?
I mean, I'd like to.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
I honestly haven't lived my life like, you know how kids experience, like, you know, they experience for the first time, like a teenager, you know, doing their thing.
Yeah.
I really haven't experienced that because I was a young mother. And I mean, I don't have any regrets about that by any means. But my kids have experienced more than I have.
How many kids do you have?
I have 4.
4? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I have 2 adult children and 2 minor children.
Okay.
I haven't seen them in a long time.
Do they know where you are?
No.
Would you like for them to know where you are?
No.
Okay.
Because I honestly, I write them letters. You know what I mean?
Right. You stay in contact in the way you want to.
I stay in contact so that they know that their mom's alive and that they are not forgotten.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
my kids are everything to me, and that's what keeps me going. Like, that's what pushes me. That's my everyday, like, my life. I want them to know that their mom is a badass bitch.
Right.
That she ain't just no junkie on the street or some shit like that.
Right.
I mean, like, okay, people will call me a crackhead and shit. I wish I could say that. I've never done crack in my fucking life. But, I mean, I've had my teeth knocked the fuck out by a crackhead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
So,
you've been in the midst of that lifestyle.
Well, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that it's more protecting them to not be around them than it is because of the people I know and have been associated with. Yeah. I've been in some violent community. And I don't want people fucking with my kids.
So is that what you get out here? There's no violence or nothing? I know you see stuff out here.
I don't see violence, but I mean, I've experienced it. I mean, it is hard living out here. I mean, but for the most part, I mean, I don't really see it. I see it as violence, like, in my life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you this then. So, what are the negatives of being out here as far as
the negatives are that you have to keep working because, as you said earlier, people pass you by. They look at you in a way they are judgmental.
Right.
They see you as just another. You're just bumming off of people or whatnot. But that's not the case. The case is that I think the community gives up on people. You're supposed to lift each other up. Right. United, you can only be stronger when you're united. It's like our country. If your country is failing, it's because your own community does not lift each other up. Right. You know
exactly.
What I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's how I feel about it.
You can't do it all alone. It's a collective effort that with everybody needs to pitch in.
Yeah.
Okay. So, being in this city, right, in Lincoln, what do you think the government could do to help curb, like, homelessness, mental illness, drug abuse, and all of those things? What could they do better?
Honestly, I mean, feed your community instead of like somebody you have no trespassing signs all over the place. If you take that away, people will do more effort to make themselves, to work harder, or because a lot of times you give up on people who give up on you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. I went to
Are you speaking like in law enforcement?
No, I'm speaking of as a whole. Like, you're gonna. I mean, people at desperate measures they do things that create violence because you're kind of pushed away or left out. You feel like secluded or alone. Right. And so you go through desperate measures in order to survive. Right. It's a matter of survival. Right. And at some point you just don't give a shit. Right. You stop giving, you stop caring like what people like. Fuck you, motherfucker. Like, I don't give a shit. Right. That's how I feel about it. Yeah. But if your community comes together as a whole and works harder to, hey, give a hand to somebody. You know, I see guys on the street that cannot walk, veterans, and they're laying on the street drinking in order to, for their bodies to feel good, to get to the next step,
right.
to eat.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I feel that way because I'm disabled,
right.
So I feel the same way. Like,
let me ask you, so what I'm like, I guess what I'm getting at is
you don't want people to feel sorry for you, but you want people to make the effort to fucking make it easier to survive.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, resources as far as like Lincoln goes, what could they do better? Do you think there need to be more programs?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think
you need more fucking homeless shelters? You need more people. I see for rent. Okay, there's spots. I mean, tell me you don't have the money. If you own a building and that place is for rent, if you need to put somebody out the cold, because I mean, my hands are shot. I've got
arthritis or something.
Well, yeah, feelings in my hands are gone. You know, shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see somebody in need, I mean, you give them a hand.
Yeah.
If you got 50 cents in your pocket, I don't give a shit if you worked your ass off for it. If a person is going to that level, they need the help.
Right, exactly.
Period.
Okay. Well, listen, so is there anything that you want the world out there to know about living this lifestyle, about what you're going through? Just be brutally honest. Say whatever you got to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's human kindness. That's it. It's the effort to pass it on, to give the love. You know what I'm saying? Like, pass it on.
Right.
If you got $1 million in your pocket, you're gonna give that person whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
I don't give a shit.
Right.
I mean, if I had $5 in my pocket and that's all I got, if somebody's in need of something, I'm gonna help them out.
I got you.
Period.
Got you. Understood.
That's the way I think it should be.
Understood. Okay. All right. Well, listen, I want to thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
And hopefully, you know, maybe I can see you out and help you, you know,
cool.
and then, you know.
Right.
But thank you again.
Thank you.
All righty.